Minasan, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, hajimemashite, I am Reina Scully, coming to you from Japan. Today's video is about Japanese superstitions, and that is all thanks to you guys. As you can imagine, we have a whole lot of them, and what I realized was they actually kind of fit certain distinct categories, which do make them a lot easier to explain and understand. So this will actually be a 3-part series where each episode is dedicated to a category of Japanese superstition. The Japanese word for superstition is meishin, but you can also say itsudae, which means saying, as in something that is just simply known. When you break down the kanji, it literally means to say and to communicate, which means it's something that was passed down verbally. And it's also good to know the phrase bachi ga ataru, which means a curse will hit you. This phrase is commonly used in conjunction with meishin or itsudae to verbalize the fact that if you do something bad, a curse will fall upon you. So as mentioned earlier, Japanese superstitions fall into a specific category depending on the purpose that they serve. There are language-based ones, which tend to also be numerical. We also have Shinto-based superstitions or supernatural ones. And then finally, we also have what we call folk wisdom, which is really just scare tactics to deter children from bad behavior. It is also worth noting that a lot of Shinto-based superstitions have made their way into daily life and has now turned into sort of a form of etiquette rather than practice. Therefore, it is even more difficult to decipher where the origins of these superstitions came from. So I actually don't know if they are truly categorized in this manner, but I felt that this was the best way to understand meishin. So let's start with practical folk wisdom or superstitions used to deter children from bad behavior. Yoru ni kuchibue subeki de nai. Yoru ni kuchibue subeki de nai. This directly translates to do not whistle at night, but there is some implication that a snake will appear if you whistle at night. So this one has a couple different origins, but the main purpose is to stop children from making noise at night, or else you will disturb your neighbors. One origin that is slightly more Shinto-based has to do with our belief that whistling equals snake charming. So if you whistle at night where there are no other distracting noises, you will likely attract the snakes into your home. Another origin is supposedly back in the day, thieves used to communicate via whistling to one another. So if you were to do it at night, the idea is that you are attracting the burglars into your home. The next one is heso wo kakusu. Heso wo kakusu, which means hide your belly button. This is pretty silly and equally cute. As children, we were told that the god of thunder, Daijin, will strike our belly button or eat our belly button if we don't hide it. The purpose of the superstition is to keep children from exposing their stomachs, because we believe that chilling the stomach area or keeping it cold is the source of diarrhea or other stomach illnesses. So yeah, it is to prevent children from hurting their stomachs. The next one is yoru ni tsume o kitte wa ikenai. Yoru ni tsume o kitte wa ikenai. This translates to don't trim your nails at night. This one is kind of loaded, as there is a practical reasoning behind it, but there is also a very heavy Shinto and supernatural belief behind it as well. The practical one simply has to do with safety. There wasn't electricity back in the day, so if you trim your nails at night, your nail clippings will go everywhere in the dark, and then if you get up at night where you can't see, you might step on them and hurt yourself. So that's why we say don't trim your nails at night. The longer, more Shinto saying is yoru ni tsume o kiru to oya no shi ni me ni aenai, which means if you trim your nails at night, you won't be able to watch your parents die, which roughly means that you will die before your parents, and that is extremely unnatural because you should outlive your parents. This one is based on our belief that anything that has the ability to cut or split anything is spiritual, because we believe that the split that is created from that cut serves as an entranceway to the spiritual realm, and if you do any of this at night, you are letting dark and evil spirits in through that entranceway. And apparently that specific spirit takes your life before your parents. And the next one is hiasobi wo suru to onesho suru. Hiasobi wo suru to onesho suru, which translates to if you play with fire, you will wet the bed. I was told this a lot as a kid. I promise I am not dangerous, but I do feel like there are lots of fire temptations in a Japanese home for a kid. For example, even though not long ago all of our houses were made out of like paper and wood, we had home-built shrines that were a part of the house where we would have to light candles and incense every single day, which is like a huge fire hazard, is it not? And also, fireworks are a huge pastime for kids in Japan, so I feel like there were lots of things tempting me to play with fire when I was in Japan. Anyway, I have no idea how this superstition came to be. I have no idea of its origin. However, I do find it slightly disturbing that enuresis and fascination with fire are 2 out of the 3 homicidal traits that are described in the McDonald triad. I don't know, kind of scary. There are a lot more of these, but those were the most common ones and the ones I remember being taught specifically as a kid over and over again. Are there any superstitions like this in your country? Please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you do, please like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and get ready for part 2 of this Japanese superstition series. It'll be all about Shinto-based or supernatural superstitions. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you then. Sonja mata ne! Oh, this is it. This is the lighting I want. All thanks to you guys. Oh shit, I had a thing on my hand. Let's start over. Okay. So that's kind of how we're telling our children, like, keep your clothing on. That was a little weird. Let's try that again. There is also a what? Or the origin whatsoever. How, I don't know why I did that. That was weird. That was like a source said thing to do.